Hello and welcome to the show. I am here on Forza Horizon 2 with another rally car build. My vehicle today is the R34 Nissan Skyline. An awful lot of people that wanted to see me have a go with this, so I am going to give it a try. Now, I'm very much an American muscle car kind of person, and as regular viewers will be well aware, but of all the sort of traditional Japanese tuner cars, if you like, the R34 Skyline is certainly one of my favourites, if not my favourite, of them. So I'm kind of curious to see how this car would do. Starts off as a high B class, which means we have a fair amount of room to mess around with parts. Rules of the series: the cars must be four-wheel drive. Well, the Skyline starts off as that. It must have the Storm Island off-road tyres, which are going to jump us up into A class. I suspect we're going to be about halfway through A class by the time we've finished. The off-road gearbox, not quite. Okay, and the off-road suspension. So we do have a fair amount of room to play around with parts to make the car up to S1 class. So handling, I think, well, we're always going to want the brakes and so on. I think handling may be quite important, as this isn't a particularly light car. It starts off 3,400-ish pounds, and when we do, it's not as much weight as I'd like to take out of it. Drops it to 2,700. Now comes the all-important question of, do we want a roll cage or not? This car's kind of on the... It's on the limit of sort of having a good enough chassis not to need a roll cage necessarily for S1 class, and yeah, I can't decide if the benefits of it are going to outdo the weight gains or if they're not. I think I'm going to go for it with the Skyline. It's only £152 compared to, I've seen some well over 200, and I think I can probably, it does also decrease the PI a little bit. I think I can get most of that weight back out of it. I think that is the right decision to go with the roll cage. Right, tyre widths, what have we got? On the Nissan, only 285s. 285s okay. We've seen a couple of cars, Lotus Carlton, Subaru BRZ, went relatively quick with them. I would like bigger tyres. Really, I want stuff over 300 for ultimate grip. It's not going to be terrible. It's not going to be ultra slidey, but I don't think we're going to quite have the same grip as we got with the likes of the RS200, the F40, and so on. The Countach, the Plymouth, all of them had very, very big tyres. So, yeah, I think we may be down on grip. Again, with the handling being a slightly heavier car, I'm definitely going to be going with these wings. That's a peculiar wing. It looks like it's got really weird raised front edge. It's like it's almost got the wing on backwards. It's peculiar. I mean, this one here it's kind of raised in the middle, but I don't know. That looks like it's just a really weirdly shaped style. Yeah, no, I don't like that one at all. We'll go with the Forza one. It also looks really peculiar without a wing. I'm not sure I like these without some sort of wing on the back of them. The rest of these, what have we got at the back? Does it do... Well, I think it increases the speed slightly. It doesn't say it reduces drag on any of these. It does add £3, whereas, whoopsie, the side skirts, they do reduce drag. They add £7. I'm not sure that I'm that bothered about them particularly. I think we will leave them for now. As far as conversions go, I am so tempted, so very tempted, to put the V8 in just to annoy everybody. As far as rally, it does make it's slightly heavier. Of course, puts it up to halfway through S1 class. I would do it to annoy everyone, except for the fact that I kind of want the more room to mess about with engine parts to try and make it as light as possible, whereas this one here doesn't give me as much room to play around with. So, yeah, it's going to be the standard engine only for that reason. Otherwise, I would annoy everybody by changing it. Right. Exhaust, yes, we want to definitely do this. Try and drop the weight down as much as possible. So it's basically just going to go through all of these. And I'm hoping, yeah, it's gradually increasing the PI, but I think we can probably get away with most of these on. This actual car is something I've messed about with before, so this is why it's just installing parts rather than having to go buy. So we'll have to check, see what the weight to drop is, if you like. We're down towards. This isn't going to make any difference to the weight. We are going to be down towards the £2,874. Okay, now we've got all of them parts. It's now down to bigger engine parts. So we can do one stage of camshafts that doesn't increase the weight, but does give me 8 PI left, or we can go with turbos. These, I think, are going to just increase the weight by that increases it by a fair amount. Actually doesn't increase the weight as much as I thought it would, but doesn't give me very much power. These are normally terrible for increasing weight. It's fairly terrible, and not very much power, actually. Or we can go for turbos. We will shoot the weight up, but it does give me quite a lot of power. I think that may be the best sort of overall compromise, really. Going for that. So now we've got 4 PI to play with. If we go and do the drive line, that'll probably drop out as much weight as we just put in. There or thereabouts. And then we stick in the clutch. Can we... Oh, we can only get one clutch in. Sure, we'll go with that. Okay, I'm happy with that. We'll stick the diff on as well. Yeah, okay. Now that kind of all works. 536 horsepower, 480 foot-pounds of torque. I mean, it's decent power and everything. The concern I have, if you like, is we don't have as bigger tyres as some cars. Also, the RS200 had pretty much the same power and torque and was 500 pounds lighter. So the power-to-weight ratio in this is not likely to be as impressive. It's not going to quite have the acceleration, perhaps, or the top speed of the RS200. I still think it might be quite good. I don't think it's going to be challenging the Ford at the top of the table. I mean, the other cars with 285s, the Carlton, the BRZ, I think it may be a little bit faster. I think the Carlton was quite heavy. The BRZ was quite slidey. So I think we may see this go... I certainly think we could see this under the 1 minute mark. Yeah, I just don't think I don't think much are going to challenge the RS200, to be honest. But right, Forest Brawl Circuit, 5 laps with the Skyline. Yeah, I think it's going to be around the 12th. It might be challenging the Cobra perhaps for top 10. We shall see. My main concern is we may get quite a lot of oversteer from the Skyline. I just don't, please don't be oversteery. That's the fear that I have with this car. Right, let us go, and we shall see how this vehicle does. Turn 1, please don't be slidey. Please don't try and kill me through the first corner. It's not trying... In fact, there's a little bit of understeer going on there. It's not trying to kill me, though, so I'm pleased about that. Actually, it's got a lot of grip. This has got an awful lot of grip. That's okay. I wasn't quite expecting that levels of grip from it. It's very fast through there. Okay. This is quite a quick car. And in fact, it deals with the bumps better than the Ford. Like, I have no problems on the landing of that first jump. In fact, we're very quick down here. This is a really quite good car. Okay, if we just... That's 104 miles an hour. That's fast. Can we get it? Oh, can we get it stopped for this final? Okay. As I expected, we just don't quite have the same grip out of that final corner. But this is bloody fast. There is a lot more grip, and it flies lovely over that jump. We get a really good landing, a bit arse down, but it does fly very, very nicely over that jump. This is quick, 137 in a straight line. How does that work? This has got not that much more power and a lot more weight, and it's pretty much as quick as the... I don't quite know how all of that one there comes together and makes sense, but sure, the Skyline is very, very fast. This car is incredibly quick, and it deals with the bumps better. Again, I'm not having the same problems at the first of the big jumps there. On the landing, I can be flat out through the corner, and there are no issues with it. Whereas the RS200, you know, you hit a bump, that's 107 miles an hour through there. 107, and it's fine. It's just that final turn. That final turn, I think, is where we're going to have issues. It just can't turn in the same way that some of the other cars have. It's absolutely lovely over that jump. Again, consistently nice over there. Holy crap! A 58.5 on its first flying lap. This car is incredible. I have no idea how this is as quick as it is, but it is very, very fast indeed. You can just feel in a couple of places it doesn't quite have the grip. You can just feel it. It's that mainly in that final corner, also the turn before the first of the big jumps. I can feel it starting to. It just can't quite carry the speed that the Ford did. So that's 107 miles an hour, and we are okay. It's here. I think I may have ballsed that up ever so slightly. No, we're actually we're going for a new record here. If this doesn't twist madly through the air, and I have no reason to suspect that it will, no, it flies lovely. We could be on for almost a 57 at this rate with the Skyline. What the hell? I might as well just give up with this rally car leaderboard now. A 57.6 for the Skyline. That is a ridiculous lap time. I honestly sat there and thought the RS200 would not be beaten. Certainly not by anything for a long time. And 2 cars later, I've smacked a tree. I don't care anymore. I don't think I'm going to drive quicker than that with this. I don't think I'm going to drive very much quicker than that, ever. A 57.6 on 285s. Ooh, okay, I've pissed this one up completely now. That is absurd from this Skyline. I have no idea how this is as quick as it is. It's I say it's relatively heavy. In comparison to the cars that we have seen, is relatively heavy. Yet it's got the same straight line speed. And honestly, I would reckon I'd say the RS200 was more aerodynamic than this car was when it comes to sort of getting straight line speed and so on. Maybe just the gear ratios, but then again, the gear ratios aren't, I wouldn't say, any, certainly the RS200 didn't have bad gear ratios. The whole reason I put the rounded gearbox on the cars is so that they all have sensible gear ratios for this track. Yeah, I have no idea how on earth this car is so fast. It is just ridiculous. 57.6 is, yeah, I'm completely lost for words. I genuinely now don't know if any cars will go quicker than this, because that is a ridiculously fast. I've turned in too soon. On that particular one, I don't think I was going that much better. We have a really big slide. There is certainly a couple of places where I can feel the car is just not quite happy. If this car had 305s, or hell, 345s, or tyres, it would be unbeatable. Because that final turn we get big slides on. A couple of places you can just start feeling the back end wanting to let go. But I don't know how this car gets as much grip as it does. Yeah, that's fast. That's sort of absurd fast. 57.6. It goes 0.8 of a second quicker than the RS200. It's almost 2 seconds, or getting on for 2 seconds quicker than the F40. And the F40 was damn fast. I don't see this car. I said about the RS200, but I genuinely don't see how things can go much faster than this. I really don't. I have no idea how this gets the speed that it does. I think there is some magic going on with the Skyline. I genuinely do, because that is just ridiculously fast. It shouldn't go as quick as it does. None of the stats give anything away that it should be as quick as it does. But there we go. The R34 Skyline goes to the top of the table. Well, the Group B cars lasted all of 2 episodes at the top. That's it. It has been displaced by an incredible Nissan Skyline. Yeah, this is the rally car to go for. Okay, yeah, just go for these. They're quite frankly ridiculous in S1 class. But yeah, there we go. That is it from a completely stunned me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.